Okay, next let's pop over to session view and start playing around with our editing controls there. Now, like I've said before, remember that arrangement view and session view are kind of two different content areas that share a mixer. Okay, so if I go over to session view in my same session, we're not going to see the content that we have from our arrangement view, right? It doesn't automatically come over. Now, there are some easy ways to bounce things between the two, and we'll talk about those in just a second. But for the most part, you can work with session view in many of the same ways that you can work with arrangement view. There's just a slightly different workflow because we don't have a timeline. So we have to think about how we're arranging things in time a little bit differently. But when it comes to editing clips and working with clips, things more or less work the same. And the biggest difference is that we're really designed to be working with looping material here in session view versus arrangement view. That doesn't mean everything has to loop, but it means that that's kind of the default way to interact with session view. Now, also, once we make something in session view, we can bounce it over to arrangement view and record our arrangement. We'll talk about how to do that in this section as well. So let's dive in and talk about setting up loops in session view.